I'm a third generation dairy farmer. Recently in the last 7-8 years brought in fourth generation, trying to sustain the family farm. By doing that, trying to take care of our soil health as best we can. Over the last numerous years we've been incorporating no-till into our practices. It was a learning curve at the beginning or whatever. It's still a learning curve, but as you learn from your mistakes going forward, it gets easier, and the benefits have been tremendous the last few years. We've grown in the equipment that we use for the cover cropping. I think has been a big part of it, finding what works and what don't work. But I also have to throw a big shout out there to our agronomist who's been so helpful to us, Ben Franz. Without him, we wouldn't be who we are today with the cropping practices that we have. One of my favorite practices is planting green. Back one of the first years we planted, our plan was to spray off at about 12 inches. It was a wet spring. It grew and it grew and it grew, and it was chest high. And I went in there with the corn planter, and I had such a nervous feeling in my stomach, like, is this ever going to turn out? And with Ben's help, Brent's help, teaching us along the way, we grew some amazing corn on that. And since that time, we've pretty much been planting green every year since, whatever. And it doesn't matter if it's knee high or chest high, we can attain some beautiful crops in that stuff. So this is a field that we interseeded clover in, about approximately 7 pounds of clover at about V3, V4. Took off tremendous this year, as you can see here. We got some awesome clover in here. There's a possibility we may come back with some grass in here after harvest. I'm trying to make some nitrogen for ourselves, but just getting that soil health back. A number of years ago, we had such clumpy, cloddy ground that you couldn't do much with. I think we had so many years that we mudded crops off, and I want to say ruined, but we ruined our soil health. And cover crops we've attained with some different species of cover crops. We've turned some fields around just a minimum of 2 years or whatever, where we've got worms back in the soil, we've got fungi growing in the soil again. It's just tremendous how we've turned these fields around with cover crops. Getting some interseeding in, dairy farm, got the manure to get rid of in the fall. Take time to get the corn silage off. Sometimes it's a challenge to get some of the cover crops growing that you want, especially if we're going to combine some of that corn for dry corn. This way we've at least got something out there growing already when that harvest gets later in the season. If I had to give someone advice on starting out cover cropping, talk to some people you trust, talk to some people that have done it before, be patient. Don't be afraid to close your eyes for a few weeks after planting, even a month and a half or whatever. It's not the beginning of the race, it's the end of the race. And I've seen it time and time again where I was nervous about the beginning of the season, at the end of the season pretty proud about what we've grown and what we've accomplished.